Hello and welcome back to the channel. So today Dad is going power washing the Murphy trailer and the Jeep, and he's going to talk to you guys. So some of you might remember him saying that he wanted to get a 16-foot trailer. So the one we have now, the Murphy trailer, is a 14-foot. So he wasn't sure whether to go about buying a new one or to extend one. So he'll talk to you all about that and what he's now decided to do. Any of you who follow along on our Instagram channel will know that this weekend, or last weekend, I went to London to watch the rugby match. Great rugby match, it was great fun. But I ended up catching COVID this weekend, so it's not ideal. While I was away, Dad was filming. So he made a new upgrade to the log splitter, so I'll show you him making that and trying it out. At the moment we're here moving cattle, so I'm just waiting to see cattle come down the road. So we have actually weaned the calves off the cows and left the cows then for a few days to settle down, and now the cows are going to go across the road here on the main farm. So that's all on today's episode. I hope you guys enjoy it. If you do, please give it a thumbs up and ring the little bell notification and subscribe. So yeah, as for COVID, I'm fine, just a little bit out of breath, and biggest challenge now is to not pass it on to Mum or Dad. But yeah, so now let's get to the video. So that's the cattle moved. I now have to walk back. Can't travel in the same Jeep as Mum and Dad. So this video will be up Wednesday, so Thursday is St. Patrick's Day. So happy St. Patrick's Day to everybody. Hope you all have a great weekend, a great safe weekend, not like myself. And I am going to be doing a St. Patrick's Day sale on the clocks. So the clocks that I make, they can all be personalised. I'll be doing 20% off sale on Etsy this weekend, so you can go over and check that out. I'll leave the links below. And so you can contact me directly on Instagram, Facebook, or even on Etsy. You can message privately if you want to go over any designs or personalizations or anything like that. So I'll leave the link below, and I will pass you over to Dad now to explain about the Murphy trailer.
Just giving the Land Rover and trailer a bit of a wash. The Land Rover has to be serviced, just mainly nothing big, just the oil filters, check the back axles and grease all the shafts. Now I grease the shafts a good lot during the year. The Murphy trailer is still the same as I showed you the last day. Was on to a few different trailer crowds. They're all really interested in doing a 16 or a 17-foot trailer, but the problem is with this trailer is over here in France you have to have kind of paperwork with it to sell it. Now it's okay once I'm using it myself, and once it's over a number of years, it's okay for myself, I'm covered, but then I'd be stuck with this trailer unless I sent it back to Ireland, and I don't know to ship it back, and I don't know what I get for it. Plus, I'm still thinking of putting on 2 foot. So I got on to Jim Murphy in Tuam, and he told me I want to get my head examined. He's to get back to me what I told him what I wanted, so he was to get back to me, but he hasn't yet. Now, the main thing is to have these bars the same. Now I would be able to fold it, but didn't think I had galvanised. So really I want 2 of these and the base sheeting for the roof and this. So he's to get back to me on a job I'm going to do now straight away is this. I'm going taking that bloody yoke off, it's too small. It's one of the big problems on cleaning out the trailer. It clogs over nothing. So I have a big valve got for it. It goes on there now, and I take off that yoke. It's like something that you put on a dog's house. So the other job I have to do here now is just we washed it out. These chains are absolutely the working got for this, but I find them very handy for swinging and opening and closing the gates, plus for tying on to other gates when you get to places. And I was watching the working put on for opening and closing the gates, but they actually are very handy for that. So this is what I have to take off here. Now I put that timber on, so I've got aluminium for it, and I'm going to put aluminium there instead of that. Now that is supposed to be marine ply, top-notch stuff, but it'll last too long. What happens is if you happen the marine ply, the cattle stand on that bar and they bend it down. You only need it on one gate. So the gate that's next to cattle in the trailer, you need it. So I have that to do now one of the evenings, and try to keep this here cleaned out. It's a bloody nightmare. Now a lot of you wonder why I don't keep it washed out like that the whole time. I do try, but it's just impossible. We use that trailer nearly every day. Now the biggest problem up to now was during the winter is the power washer that's there. I do have to put that into another shed because it should freeze over, and you couldn't be taking the power washer in and out and in and out to wash the trailer. So it is a good excuse, and it's a real one. And as well as that, then in the summer, if you went off, if I went over to the other farm in the morning with some cattle and it might be 8 jobs and it was a roasting hot day, this would be to be set like concrete. And it's okay if you were going somewhere and came back and everything was going according to plan, then you could wash it out. But back in Ireland, sometimes that trailer could be parked up for a month and I wouldn't use it. Now, when I go at the hay, this will be parked up for a while. But I do keep it swept out and with the bar on that, because it does build up. But you can shovel out the dung of it to be dried up. I do that, but to wash it in is a couple of hours work. Now, like these days now, I'm using it a lot because I'm moving cows and calves. So when it's washed now, I want to do these couple of jobs to it, and I might get back onto Jim Murphy if it has cooled down from the last day. I know there was no row. He just said that thought it was crazy. Now you probably wouldn't use a 16 or 17 foot trailer in Ireland, but for me here, I would use it. So I'm still going to progress it. I don't know, the way I am now, I'm going to extend it. I was thinking of making it this. I was measuring the bull one day, believe it or not, and if I added 17, I'd bring 2 stock bulls, no bother in that, or 4 cows with calves at foot, without anything getting hurt. So on abandoned ship now, I'm going over to the other farm, and I'll probably show you doing the few jobs to it. That's my little dog box there. The tires and all are okay, so it's just I want to do that there just in case a foot gets caught in it. Now this dividing gate here, that sheeting, I might put aluminium on the bottom of that gate And maybe I might change around that gate a small bit. I'll see how I am for time. That's all. Yeah, I would like to get extend it. Now, Jim told me when I was talking to him, with the age of the trailer, underneath these floors there's timber. And he said, with that age of a trailer, the timber is probably rotten. So I want to back it in over the pit now just to make sure it's not rotten. Now, the only thing about it is, no one, and I was looking at Neighbour Williams, no one leaves them in a way that you can change the timber. It's a big job. Now that's welded to that. So, I don't know. But anyways, I hope to extend it this year. And because it would make life very easy for some things. But the gate on the front now, for the calves that I showed you, that works real well. Now I think even Laura took a picture. If you put the cow and calf into the trailer, or the couple of cows, and have a bit of straw up here, and don't go anywhere for 5 or 10 minutes if you can, the calf will work his way up through the cow before you move, and before you move you'll see the calves lying there, or standing, whichever. But so you know they're in there then, and they don't seem to budge. So that's kind of working according to plan. And just to extend it now, and there's one of the lights not working. I actually got LED lights here for the side of it as well. These little marking, there's nothing wrong with them. They're a long time on it, and there's some of them not working, but they're gone rotten on the inside now, or gone all corroded. Changed them now as well. These lights were always okay. Could never get much for it. So, log splitter in the workshop. I'm going to add a piece onto it to help me do a few jobs. And it wants to be greased. I have 2 more bits of days of log splitting, and some of the big logs I have junk now, and there's some big ones that was junk there from last year. I'm able to manage if I have the Manitou, but it's awful slow. They're too big to manhandle, even for 2 people. So I'm making this, putting the winch that I had for lifting in the radiator, and I'm going to clamp it onto that ram there. It'll pull them in from a bit away. I'm going to have here now for a while. It's Sunday morning, we'll have the jobs done and everything is okay. So I said I'd go at this because Tuesday I want to go finish up with the logs if I can at all. And the muck is okay now for a while. And yeah, just get this done. So I'll just show you roughly what I'm going at. So there's the clamp for clamping the gate onto a round post. So I'm going to weld that onto there, onto this piece, and I'm going to put the electric winch onto it. So hopefully I have a bit of a distance with the controls that I'll be able to just drag in a big log and get it into the platform. And once you split it once and you make it lightable, then that does. Now, I know there's new log splitters on the market now that you can put on the front of a skid steer, or my neighbour has one now that he has. It's like a little spiral, and it just bores a hole down into it's hydraulic, bores a hole into the big logs and splits them. Now he said he'd split them for me, but he never actually came to do it. So that was it. So I have that machine there, does what I want to do. Now, if I have some of the new machines in the winter, they're usually busy. So this David Brown is parked there, and I can go off at any time and spend an hour or 2 splitting logs. So if I was going off for a day or 2 and had it on the back of the digger or something like that, it would be okay as well. Now I seen a thing on the channel there, your man had a splitter on the back of his backhoe and it was going grand. Seemed to be a little bit slow. Some of the places then, now my backhoe or digger is feeding cattle now over in the other farm, so I'd have to bring it back. And now you'd work around it if you hadn't got that log splitter. Simple as that. I don't think it'll bend the ram, that's very solid. And I might put a support on it just in case. So I'm going to cut this here with the plasma. It has to be cut a little bit of a curve, so it just sits in nice. Now it's all waste material, and I get my goggles. Now I have the winch clamped on there temporary. I have to reinforce it a bit. So now I have to put these wires a little bit more better than that and put some sort of a switch here to turn it on and off, and then have a connection from here to the tractor. So that's the plan. So the motor is on up there, and my controls are here. So that's there's that. Now I have to straighten it up. It's only all just set up. I also put a beacon right there, and I have a switch here. Now normally I put the beacon lights onto the tractor, but I had that whole bracket where they came from the workshop beyond, trying to clean that place out and salvage a few bits. So I have to put a few stays now from there up, all bolted on, and she should work. She should work. She's just, the beacon light is just again for driving over to the other farm. That machine never comes off that David Brown, so it's wired up and all now. So if I do have to disconnect it, it's only plugged in here, and it's wired up, and it's fused and all. So it's directly from the starter. So this I have heavy wires into it now this time, and there's the switch there for turning on and off the beacon light. Back here I have my magnetic drill there. Drill a few holes for supports for the winch. That should do it. So I'll set up the camera here now. I have it all wired up and all. I think I showed you that the last day. Now you always want to tie the magnetic drill in case you have a problem with the power rotten, the whole lot would fall. Well, most of you know that by just telling you. Oh, there. So here we are, just demonstrating here we put on the winch here. There's a few videos there I think of showing you so we have it on here. It's for blocks like this, something that is a bit clumsy. Now you could get the telescopic and lift it into it, but sometimes when you're up the wood at timber and you hit on an odd big one that's a bit too heavy for a human to lift, it saves going home and getting it, and I like making use of things. So I'll start it up now and I'll show you lifting this in and splitting it. Once you get a couple of splits on it, then you're ready to move it by hand, but it's just to get it in. Now I often try to back in under it. Might be okay here, but in some places you just wouldn't be able, because in around the wood, you know, you just can't get this everywhere. So this will actually pull one from a long distance away. So that's it. Does its business. I might just get a chain, as we call it, a double chain with sisters to call it. It has two hooks, and it's just say pulling this the whole way around the thing the whole time. But it lifted in. That was a big log, and once you get one or two chops on a log like that, they're all manageable then. Now we don't be normally cutting big trees like that, but if that tree falls down you have no choice but to cut it up. So that's mainly it. It works well. We have our beacon light on there, as I think I showed you before in making it, so it just again makes it safe for going the road. That's all. We'll have a few more hooks to put on it now for we'll have a handle there for turning logs, and just once everything is on the machine, when you go up to the wood, well, you can't go, oh, I forgot this, I forgot that. So I have a place there for the two chainsaws when this is folded back. I think you've seen it before. So that's it. The wood is nearly finished now for this year. We have 3 more trees now that's down on the other farm. They have to be chopped, just chopped up, not split. I won't be splitting that more now for a while, because we're spraying and doing fertilizer and getting cattle out the fields and fencing. So and it's glorious weather. So I just said I'd show you this. It's the same winch I use for lifting in the radiator in the 8 to 10. 2 bolts take it off, no bother disconnected there, and I can have it for doing lots of jobs. So I could even buy another one and not to bother changing it, but I wouldn't be doing a lot of these big timbers. But still, sometimes when you're up in the wood on your own and you have 1 or 2 that's a bit hard to roll up or something, this would save a lot of hassle. So that's all. So when you're finished with this, it hangs on here out of the way, and close it, hang the cable over it. Now you could have a longer cable if you were going further, but there's no need. Now everything I put onto the log splitter is bolted on, even this, because in some cases if you had an accident with the log splitter and there was something you had all welded or anything on it, sometimes the insurance person that comes out gives a review every year, tells us you know, if there was an accident on a farm and when the person comes out to do something on the insurance, they're looking for some way to not pay. So if you have things that are not welded, that's not that interfere with the machine, it's a big thing. So that's just an old gate hanger. Everything is clamped on and bolted on. It's nothing welded on, even this. So if there was any problem, it hasn't interfered with the machine. So there's one other thing as well, is if you have a worker on the farm, it's a whole totally different ball game altogether. So there's a lot more controls, as they call it, inspections and that over these things. So that'll do.